And we're back, everybody, with the Drunken News on the Tangent Podcast.
Hold on, Justin. Let me take a sip of my Hobo Life Session IPA for a second.
Yeah, enjoy that.
It's great.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Very good. Very good. Proceed.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay, Brian?
I don't know what the fuck is happening here.
We're coming back. He needed to do something.
No,
he's done now.
He's
And
done.
so
Quench the thirst.
I haven't been
The
called
Drunken
Maestro.
Maestro.
Yeah, Justin getting in a little cocoon. Like,
Justin's under the weather right now. We're giving him, we're busting balls here, but let's move on. Justin, thank you for coming back in.
I got you, bro.
Took a lot.
So the first piece of news that we have this week is Netflix announces Castlevania, the animated series, out of the fucking blue.
Is it live action? Is it cartoon?
I'm all set, thanks, pal. So it's an animated series.
Is it live action? Is it cartoon?
So when I say
Animated is
animated, it's drawn, I would imagine. I'm going to say some sort of animation.
You never know with words these days.
Yeah,
It's
and-
2016.
Although-
Can't believe that
That's the
shit.
answer you wanted.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
They do. Apparently, the producer Adi Shakar, following the announcement,
work.
is quoted as saying, "This is very much Castlevania done in the vein of Game of Thrones." They've added so much depth to the material because, I mean, if you've ever played a Castlevania game, it's pretty linear. There's not a whole lot of story. It's you got to kill Dracula. You're the Belmont family. So it follows the
That's all I
Belmont
need.
family.
It's a good story.
And you're the last surviving member of the disgraced Belmont clan trying to save Eastern Europe from the extinction of Vlad Dracula himself. This is a quote, and I think it's pretty awesome. This series is going to be rated R as fuck.
I like
I
that.
like
Yeah.
that.
I like that. Due to the level of violence that you're normally seeing in a Castlevania game with the blood and gore and stuff. Or Lords of Shadow had a lot of, like...
Yeah, I bought Lords of Shadow on Steam. It's just sitting there, just because I know I'm gonna want to play it
At one point.
On one point, love that game. Castlevania Suite. I'd be excited for that.
I would watch it.
Hell yeah.
I watched Luke Cage, so I'll watch anything.
Oh, new low.
Yeah, well, I mean, a new high, though. 1994's NBA Jam is getting updated with the 2017 roster. So if you want
That's
to
how
play
you do it.
with LeBron James and Steph Curry instead of Sean Kemp and John Stockton, which I don't know why you would, but I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
yeah.
No,
Now
but
that I think about it, Sean Kemp yammed.
He did.
So playable via an Super NES emulator 2017 or NBA Jam 2K17 is a roster hack designed to reflect 2017's lineup, although teams and logos are not updated. So you're still playing in Seattle. So like the OKC Thunder is going to be in Seattle as the Supersonics.
Well, I probably should have been.
Yeah, although there are
I have no idea.
classic players like Jordan, Kobe, Bird, and Ewing, but they also have a new cast of secret hidden characters, including Kanye West, Harambe, and Donald Trump.
Clinton's
game
still
sounds
in there.
great.
though.
Kanye West. Come on. Class it up.
Seriously,
Yeah.
get Kanye out of there.
Yeah. Don't fucking insult Harambe or the president by comparing them to Kanye West.
All right, moving on. Nintendo pieces of news that we have. Nintendo just detailed Nintendo's Switch smartphone app a little bit more. So,
Sweet. Is it going to come with any games?
no,
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
So the app will connect to the game and will allow players to set appointments with their friends who have added their Nintendo Switch friend list or via their social media accounts. So it sounds
You have to
like
set
you
up
can,
an appointment with your friends?
No, it's saying like you can be like, hey, do you want to play at 7 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
And then you can confirm like, yeah, let's play at 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or you just text them.
Yeah, I mean, or you just text them. But if
Unless you don't know
ha-
that person
personally,
personally. You met them on
yeah.
whatever
How many
game
Xbox
they're
Live
planning
friends
on
do you have that you don't have their cell phones?
Yeah, but I have the app.
Well, again, perfect.
There we go.
Nintendo
There
Switch
we
app.
go.
You have the Microsoft app. So
Or I just wait to turn on my Xbox and who's online.
I'm gonna do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because, like, what games do they even play together?
Splatoon
1,
2.
2 Switch? Hey!
Hey.
Whoa.
So apparently the app will let you schedule a match with your friends. Confirmation of social media account support is also pretty cool. at least for me, because it's, I don't know if you need like a Nintendo ID or if you can just use your Twitter handle or whatever. If you can just use your Twitter handle, I think that would be really cool, because then it would
Use your
be
Twitter handle for what?
to just link up with friends online. So like, let's say for example, I follow somebody on Twitter.
Doesn't seem like Nintendo would do that.
No, it doesn't, which
No.
is why that's kind of a little interesting.
I don't think I don't think that's
Do
it.
that.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
make you
really
go that
just
The
way.
more
the
that you just mentioned that and started talking about it, that's definitely not happening.
the optimism is here. The reality is probably.
I mean, we've been talking about the Switch for how long now?
Like 17 years.
We know that everything that we really, really wanted,
It's just not
Yeah.
gonna
it's
happen.
just kind of here.
Yeah. So apparently, players can match up with friends directly in the game or voice chat via the smart device. So whatever you have, your Android, your iOS phone, doesn't really matter. It sounds a lot like the functionality of a cell phone. I mean, I'm still wondering if so. Like you plug it in using your phone, your headphones, to hear to hear people and speak to them.
But you can't have your headphones that will not connect the game.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's
What are
going
we
to
talking
work.
about? Oh, the voice.
The voice and
So you're not gonna be able-
Giving a fuck about that, but
No. Well, a
Again,
lot of people do. And
I
so
do very much.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to have headphones on that will pick up the game speakers of the game that you're actually playing. You're going to have headphones on to talk to somebody through your cell phone, but you can't
hear the
You
game.
can do one.
I
you
have
can
no
do-
idea how it's gonna
You
work.
can do one earbud in, but that's earbuds.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
one earbud in for your friend through your phone, one earbud in for the game.
No earbud. It's just through the TV. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
But you
Well,
still
I
block
like to,
off your whole
but like
sound.
for me, like when I play games, I like to.
I agree.
wonder-
I think that this is a design flaw.
I
Don't
wonder
get me
if
wrong.
the cell phone connects to Bluetooth to the Switch, and then you use your headphones
Steve,
in the.
these are all great solutions that I feel like
that's
if you
the-
and I were in
that's
charge
the
of
only way that-
Nintendo of Japan,
but that's the only way
we
that
would
makes
make,
sense.
We would make
No,
lemon
it
See
makes
what you
sense
just
that-
said makes sense.
If they're gonna do that, then why not just have the functionality to be able to just do everything
Guys,
through the
why not
system?
just do something that doesn't make any sense? That seems to be their go-to.
If they're gonna have to connect, if they're gonna send the audio of the game through Bluetooth, why can't you send the audio of a live chat through Bluetooth? Why do you have to do it through your cell phone? Because they didn't make it in the system. And here's an app that will just be pretty much you're calling each other on the phone.
Well, to be honest,
What
though,
will
there
that
are
do to
other
your,
apps that currently already do that. I can't think of the name of it right now.
What does
but
it do for like data?
Discord.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about to say your
Discord,
data.
yeah, Discord.
Data.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's
I'm
what
not
this
going
app
to
would-
use it
well,
unless
that's-
I'm sitting on Wi-Fi.
couple
But does
days
it
ago.
burn data?
Oh, it absolutely burns data.
That's
So
what it reminded me.
that's
of.
fine.
Yeah.
What?
If you're gonna sit there and talk to your friend through this app,
Well, on Wi-Fi, you're not gonna do it through your fucking phone. Like.
oh really? What is the Switch supposed to be?
Wi-Fi.
On the go. On
Yeah,
the
but
go.
you're not. But
On
you
the
can't.
go.
But you can't play the Switch on the go on the internet
multiplayer.
because it doesn't have a cell modem in it.
Okay. So
It's a Wi-Fi system. Like
all
that's-
right. Well, I'm just trying to figure out the system because it doesn't make any fucking sense anymore to me.
It's a hybrid
Anyways,
game.
I'm off
So we
this.
covered
Yeah.
that.
Another Switch game that is apparently not a launch title, which I thought it was, but Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers is going to get a first-person mode, and it's 50% complete on the first-person mode. So
I'd like a Hadouken to the face in the first person.
Probably be fun
can
for.
yeah.
1
About-
second.
Thank you, Brian. A second. It'd be fun for a second, and then I'll never play that again.
About as fun as first person Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, that was
Well,
At least
I
30
agree
hours
with
of
you.
fun.
I think first person Grand Theft Auto was a sham.
I disagree. I think it was a $60 purchase.
Well, you bought Grand Theft Auto twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're damn right I did.
Yeah.
First person
Five.
Grand Theft Auto is so much the truth. You're all
The only reason why I'd buy it again is from I'll just say on PC
PC.
is
The mods.
The mods. Like that's the only thing that's got me like maybe I might play
Pick
that
it
game
up.
again.
Yeah. But actually, there is a piece of this piece of news in the story that is actually more important to me. Is that the updated version features 2 new characters, Evil Ryu and Violent Ken. So me being a Street Fighter guy, I think that the first person mode is malarkey. to say the least.
Whipping that one
Yeah.
up.
But the two new
malarkey.
characters is always it's a welcome addition. Violent Ken is the answer to Evil Ryu, and you don't really see him often in really any Street Fighter game. I think the last one we might have seen him in was like Capcom versus SNK 2. I know deep cuts. I understand.
I think I have that game.
I'm right on track with you.
But I
We're
think
keeping
I
up.
think it's interesting that they're bringing him back, and if it's a $40 title, like no one's fucking buying that. Sorry, this was a $15 game on the 360 and the PS3. So if I can download it for $10, I'll absolutely buy it again with the two new characters and play it on the go. I love Street
It's not
Fighter.
even a launch title.
No, it'll be released in the launch window, which will fall into 2018, Gary.
No.
I'm gonna say this game probably hits somewhere around August. I would say.
Fun. Games.
But you know what will come out on launch? Breath of the Wild. Huh. You see that nice transition there?
Yeah.
So also on March 3rd with the Breath of the Wild is Zelda's DLC Season Pass for $20. So
More money to spend on the day.
true. I don't know if I'll buy it day one or not.
How long do they say until is like the DLC ready to go, or are they just
Why
prepping
doesn't
you
Brian
up?
read the article?
But good questions, good thoughts, Justin. So producer Aonuma took to YouTube to explain how Hyrule will benefit from the first main series expansion content pack. Apparently that's what they're calling it. Penned for 2 release dates, one in the summer and one in the winter. You can expect extra chests, clothing for the Breath of the Wild right from the start. Pack 1 will add a new Cave of Trials in a hard difficulty setting, so kind of like a master quest, I would imagine, as well as an intriguing additional map feature, so no one really knows what that is. But Pack 2 will not only add a new original story, but also a new dungeon, additional challenges, whatever that may be.
Hey, Brian,
Yep.
if this stuff's ready at launch, why isn't it just incorporated in the game?
So it's good that you mentioned that, Gary. Pack 1 is coming out in the summer. Pack 2 comes out in the winter. What's ready at the beginning, I think, is for some
clothes.
weird reason they're giving you additional like clothing for your character.
Maybe that's
Right
the
at
reward
launch.
for getting
The
for buying
season
it?
pass right away. So I think that's really weird. That they feel like you need something right away for a season pass.
I don't want DLC for Zelda. That's fucking ridiculous. The dungeon I would be interested in, but there's one.
Well, didn't you play Link's Awakening DX? It had the color dungeon with one extra dungeon.
Yeah, but I never had Link's Awakening original. I mean, that's not DLC. That's
Fine.
just me buying
Yeah,
the
it's-
game.
it's
No,
game.
I know. But what I'm saying is you bought the Mario Kart 8 DLC for
Yeah,
what,
well-
6 new characters and a bunch of new maps?
It's what, it's $14 for.
Yeah.
balls.
See,
Which-
like, I
that
don't
was a good
understand
deal.
like why.
Why?
I'm on the train for free DLC. I'm on that train.
I think everyone's on that train.
I mean, but I'm on the train of having free DLC, but having little microtransactions that are all customizable, cosmetic stuff that doesn't impact the game that can be purchased, like in Overwatch, like in Halo, like in those games that people are going to spend a shitload of money on those microtransactions that are just cosmetic shit
We're into that.
that pays for the DLC. And that's what those games do to pay for the free DLC. I
Oh,
just
see
don't
what you're
understand.
kinda saying, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Gary, that's sorry, go ahead.
no, I mean
don't mean to
that's
cut you off.
that's the train that I'm on, and I want everybody to get
So you
on.
want,
the
you
train.
want other people to buy skins and
Yeah, welcome
clothes so you
aboard.
can
That I
get
get free
So you can
shit.
get free
But that's
good
what they
shit.
do. That's what they do. That's what like smart developers, Blizzard does.
I'm going to stop you there. You said smart developer.
Yeah.
There's your problem. Smart developers do that. Nintendo doesn't do that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So I think the season pass is fine. It's $20. Who the fuck cares? If this is something that you want, that's great. I would much rather just pack 2, which is an additional dungeon and a new story arc.
is
You
so
can't
the
buy them
season-
separately. You have
No,
to
no,
buy
no. But
it.
the season passes for both of them.
Yes,
All right.
But you can't buy.
one or the other. You have to. It's a bundled thing, which is weird because Mario Kart was not like that.
Yeah, you can
Well,
buy
I think when
that's why-
when
but
you have season passes, you just make if you're gonna buy, like, say it's $20 for both of them, or it's $15 for one of them.
Yeah,
is usually what developers do.
Again, they might not have come out and said, "Hey, you can buy them individually." It's just as of right now, there's no
because they're
word
trying
on
to
it.
sell.
That's $20 season
But
pass.
once the first thing drops in the summer, like you said, Brian, they'll be like, "Oh, it's actually $15 if you don't have the season pass. But if you want the season pass, it's only $20."
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. If depending on what this new story mode
you're
is,
probably gonna get it, bro.
Yeah, I think
Well,
you're
that-
probably gonna get it.
I don't. Not at launch, I won't. Well,
I mean,
not at launch.
Summertime, you're gonna be like, "Oh, what's this new Zelda stuff?"
Oh, I have this Switch that's collecting dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no games.
I honestly, I really don't know. If there's a new a new dungeon, like an actual full length dungeon with a new story arc, yeah, I'll get it. But other than that, if it's just like, oh, there's this thing that you can like the additional map feature,
like a yellow
what is-
outfit and like
yeah,
a weird.
I'm like, I don't know if I would really be into that. So, but I'm gonna move on from Zelda.
Thank you.
Pokemon card game players say that they can tell the difference between rare cards before opening the pack.
They feel different.
No, apparently there's some sort of it's a count, it's like counting cards almost. So every third pack in a
the
booster
box?
box.
This is for Sun and Moon.
Yeah, for the new ones. So
So they found out the algorithm and now they're abusing it.
Yeah.
got it. So don't buy loose individual English Pokemon Sun and Moon booster packs. Buy them from a store. Don't buy them on third-party Amazon. Don't buy them eBay, even if they're really cheap, because they're probably just trash. So, warning to everybody out there. Does anyone? I mean, they have all of they're redoing the original set, right? Is that what these ones are, or do they?
No, they
include
got some of the
Sun
Aloha's.
Moon's the new, the
Aloha
low one.
If they're redoing them, I might be interested.
Mahalo.
But
The
definitely not
Ninetales
interested
is
now
ice.
that people figured out this fucking pattern.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll just get a box and then
Take
And then
away of it and sell it.
yeah.
We'll just take every third
Yep,
pack
and
and
give
then we'll package it back up and give away.
Genius.
There we go.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
Moving on, former Sony executive, online entertainment CEO, is leading a new Amazon game studio. So not much is known about its first game yet, but John Smedley, the former owner or former CEO, Smedley.
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 A little less cool, but
Yep. The former CEO of Sony Online Entertainment has been recruited to open and lead a new branch of Amazon Game Studios in San Diego. It's working on its own game and is already in development, but nothing is known about it. Excellent. More games, more studios with all the closings that's going on in the industry.
You know, Amazon can support that, though.
Yeah, exactly. Amazon can
can't support
game
that 2-day
studios.
delivery, but step
No,
it back up.
I agree with that.
Step it back up, Amazon.
I
your
was
shit
waiting on
together.
I was waiting on a package on Wednesday.
Now you know how it feels.
Didn't come.
Yeah.
Well, the package incoming.
Never
there's
arrived.
lots of sexual innuendos here, but it did come
deliver
right
this.
before 5 o'clock.
You
It was
made
like
them.
4:55, and I was like, this package isn't going to come. It's going to be too late, and I'm not going to get it until Thursday. But it came right.
Oh
at
no,
the
that's
end of-
early. They have till 8.
Yeah, they have till 8, but usually they hit me with like 11:30 delivery every
Lucky
time.
you.
So now that makes me nervous because I'm getting my Switch through Amazon, and if I have to stay late at work and wait for my
kinda rocky
package to get there, I'm gonna be real
I have
pissed.
to do extra work and do really good at my job to then take off multiple days to play the Switch.
Good news,
I'm gonna
Switch is
be-
coming out on Friday.
There you go. There you go.
But next piece of news that we have, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which is 1, 2, and 3 remastered for the PS4, lands on the PS4 on June 30th. Anybody else excited about this, or is this just me?
I'm picking it up.
Nice. Were you a Crash Bandicoot kid?
Yes, I was.
All right, good.
Yep. That's gonna be fucking sweet.
Yep.
I was more of a Spiral kind of guy.
What a loser!
Say Spyro?
Spiral, yeah.
What?
Yep.
You're the dragon, pal.
Yep. Spiral the Dragon. That's my little purple guy. Just slamming into
Collecting gems and eating fireflies. Real nice.
stuff.
That game was for
so
like
weird.
4-year-olds.
Dude, I was just throwing it out
Is
there.
he aged much?
No.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways,
Suit him well.
I
another.
more than Crash Bandicoot. I suck at that game.
Well, that's
tell ya.
platforming, so
Yeah,
duh.
that makes sense.
Was it spiral-like platforming?
It was more of just like
Rayman,
walking
like,
around.
it was
rabbits.
action.
You just
like
walk in
Rayman.
circles.
You could sprint, you could
spin.
sprint, you could fly. Well, it was more.
It was
of a
more
glide.
of like a
Yeah.
hover.
It's like
at
falling.
Like a
It's like
penguin?
falling with style.
A peacock.
Yeah. You gotta let me fly on this. Let's just.
Peacocks don't fly.
All right, so we're moving on to spring 2017, where City Skylines is coming out to the Xbox One. I don't know what this game is.
It's like a SimCity.
SimCity for Xbox One.
Great fucking game.
On crack.
God Mike back there is saying that it's a great game.
Yeah, they
Tell
heard
us
him.
more, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's great.
It's great.
Have you
Just
played?
I played a little bit of it.
Okay.
It's a SimCity clone,
Okay.
but better. Better
Better?
than the new ones.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
The old ones are great,
Coming from
but
you.
the new ones. This is the game everybody bought when they realized SimCity, whatever the fuck it was, 2014 or whatever it is,
yeah.
when that came out.
Yeah, that was a
2013.
huge debacle.
Well, yeah, that.
Had bugs.
Yeah.
Well, that's EA for you.
Well,
It's in the game.
but
Okay,
speaking
Greg's.
with the Microsoft news, they're going to unveil Project Scorpio on June 11th during their press conference for E3.
I can't believe it's like been this long still. Since like when we first heard about it.
Well, I mean,
like
then,
this to all just like
they're not
be
going
done
to
with.
they're not just going to tell you what it is. They need something big to announce.
No, I get it.
So long.
But
was
it
like
seems so
They
long
announced
ago.
it last
E3.
year.
5 months.
E3 last year.
They teased
Oh, was it at
it.
E3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They
right.
teased it, but we don't know like any of how many teraflops are going to be in it. Or
Six. They've confirmed.
Oh, yeah,
six.
six.
teraflops.
6. Oh yeah, they did confirm it. 6 teraflops.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here
Breaking
first.
news.
I don't think you did.
I'm actually excited to kind of hear what they have to say about it. I mean, because
As long as it's
you
more
would,
than the PS4 Pro.
well, that's
yeah.
my point. Like, I think they have enough time now where they've been developing this. They probably are looking at the feedback back at E3, kind of saying, you know, what are people kind of expecting? I'm expecting them to get closer and closer to a hybrid of console PC.
Bro,
And
you already got a PC.
I
Stick with the bandwagon.
I understand that, Steven.
6 teraflops cannot compare.
Compare to that. No, it can't. But what I'm hoping for is cross-platform play
Right.
happening.
Well, I mean,
seamlessly.
that is where
I
they're
mean,
headed. So
yeah.
that,
but I'm
that's a good-
looking for like what's going to be innovative about this particular system.
What I'm most excited about is that exact thing of where it is actually a console iteration. It is a Xbox 1.5. It is not, you know, the PS4 Pro where it's just like here is
You can do
some
VR
sort
now.
of some sort
Think it'll
of
come
bell
with a
and
mouse and
whistle.
keyboard?
I think that they're probably going to try and avoid that. To be honest,
Well, if you play with somebody like on PC, or if you're playing a multiplayer on PC, you're gonna
Well,
want
that
right?
battle's being
Yeah,
fought
that-
right
yeah.
now. That battle's being fought right now, but because there are, you can hook up your controller to your PC and play, and
Yeah,
and
but you're not gonna do that. You're gonna stick with your mouse and keyboard. So why
It's
would
not
somebody
necessarily true.
play
Yeah, some people buy Steam
on the
controllers.
Xbox
I would play.
against the
I would
computer?
play Overwatch with Gary on his PC if I could right now. Because I mean, me personally, I'm not too competitive about it. We wouldn't play competitive mode because then he's obviously at a disadvantage. It's more of just connecting people, giving you more options.
Exactly. And think about it like this: if Xbox is closer to being a PC and integrated in that capacity, think about the game,
The Steam libraries.
the Steam library games, like the sales. Because if it's that close to it, then you're going to be able to have those sales where on the Microsoft Store. Because like on my PC, I'll look at the Microsoft Store and they have sales just for Microsoft games for PC, but they're also for Xbox, and they have their sales so that are different than just Xbox. I'm just interested because I think it's going to be one step closer.
I'm hoping that it's a mixture of a Steam box and an Xbox and a PC. So
I hope they just don't
if they
say that
incorporate Steam with that.
if they just start talking graphics and whatever. Like I want to know the innovation that is going to make other people buy this system.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
how
that
many
they've
teraflops?
I think they've
Exactly.
seen the errors with the PS4 Pro and what people like. Ultimately, people who bought a PS4 like myself, I'm not upgrading to a Pro anytime fucking soon. Like, there's no reason for me to do it. But I feel like with Scorpio, or at least in Microsoft's, they're seeing what Sony did and how they fucked up, and they're going, we're not doing any of that. We actually need to make this important. We need to actually take our time with this.
I know people, and I've been talking to people actually this week that don't even have a PS4 and an Xbox One, and they're talking about, okay, I want a PS4. They don't even know the Pro is out. Like, they're just like, I just want a PS4. Like,
yeah, I mean,
and like they don't even know that, and the fact that they don't know that it's like another system is out.
Do you
is
think
a
they're
problem.
going to know that about the Scorpio?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm
Right.
hoping that it's something that is so different that people are gonna say, I gotta get a Scorpio, not that I have to get an Xbox. Oh, what is this Xbox? This is more powerful. Cool, but like if there's the innovation towards that,
Right.
which
I feel like our hopes are in the same, like we're on the same path.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
want them to do something innovative where it isn't
You'd hope.
just like a
I
bullshit.
want the same thing that I always get.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
you're
Want it
concerned
to
about that
be-
mouse and keyboard with your competitive
if-
plays on Overwatch.
I wouldn't play a
Gold
multiplayer
tier.
game with somebody who played on PC if I wasn't using mouse and
I
keyboard.
mean, people are using mouse and keyboard on Xbox.
I know.
But what I'm saying,
So-
Justin, is I'm just saying
Small percentage
It's
of
more of it's again. I understand your issues with it, but what I'm trying to say is it's just another option. What
I
I'm more
totally get it.
interested in is seeing if they can incorporate Steam or incorporate your PC library
But
onto
I
your
al-
Xbox to then.
I
have-
also think
Oh, they're not going to give you Steam.
Steam's.
They're going to, because
No.
they don't
No.
make money from that.
Yeah, no, it's not.
if
It's
they
not going
worked
to be
out a
Steam,
deal
but
with Valve, though.
I don't see that happening.
you never know. Like we don't know, but to Justin's point, like the mouse and keyboard thing for the cross-platform play really only goes into effect at very high levels of play. When I have played on PC on Overwatch in the beginning, like now I'm definitely just playing mouse and keyboard, but in the beginning, like I throw in the controller to see how I played against people with mouse and keyboard. And at lower tiers, I was still getting gold elims, gold this. Like it only matters when the people are extremely good at what they're doing on mouse and keyboard. If you're good at what you're doing with the controller, you can hold up against people that aren't at that high level on mouse and keyboard. So I don't really think that it truly affects.
I mean, the mouse and keyboard is faster regardless of maybe you're still not particularly that great.
but you're not playing against people that are on mouse and keyboard right now. The people that are playing mouse and keyboard on Xbox are the top level Overwatch
Right.
players on Xbox.
I know that.
So then it's not going to affect you either way.
But if I'm just saying I don't want to play a multiplayer game where I know
With you,
that
like
the
the
other
Scorpio.
person has the opportunity to have an advantage.
You have it right now.
I think
have
he's
it.
Well, you have to
Problem
download
is-
something for your Xbox and all
like,
that shit.
Me personally, like you have your PC.
You just-
Yeah.
I would play Overwatch with you cross-platform
Yeah.
on my Xbox. He would not do that.
Yeah.
He knows that he knows that
just
he's
say-
up against someone with a mouse and keyboard. If
Well, he's up against people with two thumbs, so it really it doesn't matter.
no, I
It doesn't matter.
understand what you're both saying. I feel like there's just a lack of communication and understanding between the two.
Yeah.
No, it does matter to me. It doesn't matter to you, and you don't care about it. I do. So
I just think it's an
Why-
excuse that it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you either way.
So I'm
So-
gonna tell you both to agree to disagree, and we're gonna move on to the next piece of news. Resident Evil 7 Banned Footage Volume 2 DLC is now available for the PS4, and it will be on the Xbox One, arriving February 24th. So
What about PC?
there's no PC mentioned here, but I'm gonna imagine it's probably already out.
It probably is.
God damn it, Game
Damn, should have
Rant!
checked.
What kind
Yeah.
of bullshit
Leave it out.
media outlet are you running over there?
Should have checked
Yeah,
that, Gary.
should have checked it. No, it's, so apparently it revolves around the Baker family again and contains 3 new ordeals for the player to tackle. 21, which is Gamble, Life and Limb, and a deadly game run by Lucas Baker, which I'm imagining is the dad.
Son.
Is it the son?
Yeah.
I thought the second one was the
Oh,
His name's not Lucas Bade. Was it Lucas?
Jack is the dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so daughters see what the Baker family was like before the tragic events of Resident Evil 7 and Jack's 55th birthday.
That's what it is. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, Luke is probably the son.
Son.
So race against the clock and feed Jack tons of food in this comical extra game mode that separates from the tapes and stories of the main game. So you have to just feed them a ton of food.
Sure,
I think
it's
there's
probably
probably
more
going to
fucked
be
up than that.
Yeah, there's probably going to be more than that.
Because the food is what infects your character or some shit like that in the beginning of the game, I think.
Oh, well,
I think
you
that's
haven't
important.
finished it, so. But yeah, no, I think it's cool. I mean, the band footage. I mean, the tapes in the game were interesting.
Still haven't checked on number 1, although it's sitting there.
Yeah, it's sitting there. I mean, I'll go back to it. I'm still where I was last week with Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. It's still a game that I think about. I think about it. I just haven't gone back and played it, but it's definitely interesting to have. I like the idea of having their DLC be these like band footage tapes because in the game, like you have just random tapes that you find, and then
It's a separate mission within itself. And
yeah, exactly. And the game's fucking sweet. So more power to them.
Also, this DLC is $15 standalone, but if you want the season pass that comes with band footage volume 1, it's a $30 season pass.
Yeah, that's bullshit though. Should be free.
Gary's on that free
Free train.
free train.
Free train.
And I believe the last piece of news that we have is an NES or Super NES preservation project dead after $10,000 worth of game cartridges were lost in the mail. So Nintendo fans' projects to deliver to digitally preserve every Super NES game has ended in defeat after the United States Postal Service USPS lost a package containing 100 cartridges.
Lost.
Yeah,
Brutal.
that's actually.
Lost.
I know you didn't read the story,
Yep.
but that is the correct usage
So
of that.
the parcel contained between $7,500 and $10,000 worth of vintage games, which were en route to an archivist named Bayou.
I think that's how you say it, yeah.
Yeah, so the journey was from Frankfurt to New Jersey, and after this was lost by the UPS.
Second problem.
Well, I mean, yeah, New Jersey is not.
Well, the guy isn't in New Jersey. That was the drop off from Germany.
Someone
to,
stole it in
to
New
the United
Jersey.
States.
Yeah. So
Never
Bayou
made it
had
out of the
planned to
armpit.
borrow the games 100 at a time and then dump the cartridges' contents and then repackage them, send them back to Frankfurt. And this worked fine for the first 100 games that they did. So Bayou was eagerly awaiting the second shipment to continue his work. But after the shipment went missing, he spent weeks appealing for help on Reddit from anyone who worked within the USPS or anyone at the New Jersey Processing Center. The sender had insurance, but only for the travel to the United States. Beyond that, it was lost. Sadly, more than a month of no word, and Bayou's luck has seemed to run out. He's quoted on Reddit and a few other social media platforms as saying, quote, "I'd rather start working on reimbursing the sender now as game prices only go up. He lent me 100 valuable games, including Vampire's Kiss, Incantation, Mega Man 7, X, X2, X3, etc., and now I can't send his games back. It's a terrible mistake. Have him trust the mail system. I'm not going to risk anyone else's games like that again." Although there was an update to this story later in the week where Bayou apparently officially received confirmation from USPS of the package's disappearance, along with a fragment of the ripped packaging. A note from USPS speaks of, quote, "damage by normal machine processing at our facility," end quote. But there is nothing of the parcel left except for the address label.
Someone
stole it.
Someone stole it all.
That's what he. I
Their
think
loss
he quoted
prevention
in there
team
saying
is
something.
on this right now.
So, quote, "they shipped me the
They probably did
motherfucking
it.
box label and nothing else, claiming the machine ate it. Bullshit. If the label came off, it belonged to the box right next to it without the label." He said the USPS employees in Jersey City just stole a $10,000 package of games. This is a felony theft. Please spread the word as far as you can. I'll be contacting all the press as I can as well. I'm looking for a good lawyer. I've set up a Patreon page so you can go over there and check that out. If you want to donate to this to help him get a lawyer to pursue to find where this package went.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather start a page where potentially that guy might send me one of those games.
Or maybe get the guy the
Who
games
stole
back.
them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'll slide you a little something if you want to give me one of those games.
Or he gets the games back to actually make what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Digitally
It's not as
preserved.
fun that way anymore.
Yeah, sure. But
Not
yeah.
the New Jersey way.
Well, he's
Yeah,
so
it's
he's
not
an
New Jersey.
archivist. He is dumped the complete American set of games and the complete Japanese set of games. His emulator that he wrote is the most accurate Super Nintendo emulator made. It's the closest to...
It's Hindu, right? Or
What? Hygen.
Hygen.
It used to be called SNES.
Okay.
But it's the most accurate. His goal was to create the most, like, close to a cycle accurate Super Nintendo emulator, because his thing is, as time goes on, the systems are gonna, like, they're not gonna exist anymore.
They're
The
gonna
originals.
disappear, yeah.
So you need to archive it all,
Digitize them somehow,
digitize
yeah.
them. Yeah. So he wanted to dump all the games himself too, because he found that, well, when he started to do it, that a lot of the dumps that float around the internet, the ROMs on the internet,
The
some of
dumps
them,
that float around on the internet.
exactly, have
Floating
been
dumps.
corrupt and stuff. So he wanted to make sure that that he knew that
It was done correctly.
it was done correctly.
Yeah.
And so he ended up doing, I think he stopped doing it, but with the American set, I think he's done the carts, the boxes, and then scanning the cart, like the physical carts, cover, labels, and maybe the manuals. But I think he was like, that was too time consuming. So I don't think he did that for the Japanese set. And then, so he was doing, this is the PAL, the games that got lost were the PAL versions, the European versions.
Oh.
And some of those games are probably some of the most expensive games around.
Shit.
Because Super Nintendo games have skyrocketed in price in the last,
10 years.
yeah,
So
it's
now they're
crazy.
going to be even more. So
Well, someone's
Well,
got a
hopefully
gold mine.
this guy who lent him the games won't be in a situation where he can't even find one from his collection like ever again, or some situation like that would suck.
Right. Well, his goal now, I think, after even that last story, was that if he gets all the money back, he will go out and buy the games himself, dump those once he
then
bought,
give
and
them-
then send them
Yep.
back to the guy. So we'll at least get what the original intent was.
USPS is just gonna see everything coming out of this guy's house and steal it. Like, nice.
But yeah, it's actually kind of a
Jersey.
shady story, because
Yeah.
it seems like they just ripped open the box and
See
just
what it
fucking
was.
stole all that shit.
Well, they
yeah.
might have been able to X-ray it first, and then
They
saw
probably
it.
did.
Yeah.
You know, no, I don't
stole
know. When it's coming from another country, they probably
I mean,
crazy with it.
I used to work at a place that had an X-ray machine. When I worked at a hotel and we received packages, there actually a lot of places have them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have them just sitting at all
largest,
of the the facilities.
Yeah,
a
it's
shitty
crazy.
situation.
It's a shit thing to happen, because he bought the original. He did the Japanese and the American set with all his own money. So he spent like $10,000 to $20,000 of his own money to do it, and then he resold them after he dumped them.
Yeah,
he spent
Wow.
That was the story. Maybe I think we did on the podcast like 2 years ago with the guy who was selling his complete American
Oh,
set.
yeah. Yep. Okay.
That was him.
Oh,
For
all right.
like 20 grand. Yeah.
Yikes. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week's Drunken News. So we're going to take a quick break and come right back with our Twitter handles, what we're doing on the site, all that jazz. So stay tuned.